the curious, this is a rematch in the upper bracket. We had INexorable just shut Erik down 2-0, as this is his, well, I should say this is Erik's worst matchup. INexorable, he was on fire. We'll see if he can do it once again. We'll see if he can work his way back into those finals for a rematch against Master. Spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Whispers of Gold, we have the Brazilian Terran player, the Red Terran. For the Platinum Heroes, it is INexorable. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the Brazilian Zerg player, the blue Zerg for the CranKy Ducklings. It is Erik. Here we go. And again, we previously saw Erik attempt to go for that build here in ZvT, go for the faster macro hatchery into delayed queen production, but specifically against INexorable, he punished it so hard, going for a 1-1-1 Hellion runway into Banshees. He completely just tore Erik apart, punished him for it, and yeah, I feel like Erik, he learned the hard way that going for that kind of opener in this matchup is a little bit less viable, or I should say there's more ways for that to be abused for the Terran player to take advantage of you. So we'll see. For now, hatch, gas pool, standard opener out of Erik. No crazy shenanigans with the early hatchery, not yet. And likewise, INexorable opening up in a standard fashion as well. So far, so good. It's going to be opening up. We did mention earlier that again, Erik, his weakest matchup is ZvT, and it is also very Roach dependent as well, coming into the mid game or even in the early game as well. We see a lot of Roach play out of Erik, and I would imagine we're going to be seeing that again. The SCV Scout is going to be coming in, confirming the opener, confirming how normal everything looks, which is crazy. Should say, which is crazy considering that it is Erik that we're playing against. Behind this, Erik, he pulls out a gas, getting to link speed, and going for a third. So hatch gas pull into a third base, very standard play out of Erik. Reaper dips in. Does threaten the bases. And we'll get a link, not bad. One Zergling goes down, but just the one Zergling. As INexorable checks, he scouts the third base, is aware, pulls back. And behind this third CC before starport, economic follow-up out of INexorable. So far, so good. Massive standard of the game here between our two players. INexorable dips in, dips out. Ooh, but does mix up his build here. As you can see on the production tab, that is going to be a second Rax before starport. This is a 3cc 2-1-1. Interesting. So this opener is designed to get into a stim timing. It's going to be a stim timing with a medevac with 16 Marines and with a handful of Hellions. When I say a handful, I mean really 2, because this should lead into an add-on swap. That is the downside of this build, as Lings, they do take down both Marines. Oh my god. Get both Marines. Oh, not much more. Add-on swap should be upon us. But that's the downside of this build, is that you rely on less Hellions. Significantly less Hellions than normal. Yep, there we go. Add-on swap here for that reactored Marine production instead. It means that early on the map control for INexorable is weaker than in a standard game, as he has less Hellions, of course. The other downside is no Banshees. There's going to be no Banshee harass, and if Erik were to be very Roach heavy, there's no Banshees to defend either. Speaking of being Roach heavy, there is. Roach 1 is thrown down, which is what we expect out of Erik. Erik, he's a Roach boy. He's a Roach boy. Does often play Roaches in this matchup, more so than Ling Bane. Hellions are deflected. Erik keeping up. Shuts down the Reaper. We have Roaches on the way. INexorable looking for a way in. It's deflected. The medevacs are soon to arrive, as there we go, both medevacs to begin. Overlord against Scouts confirms the third CC and does confirm the 2-1-1 as well. So big scout here for Erik. He's fully aware of what's going on, and hopefully he doesn't cut too many corners here, as if he joins up too hard, this 2-1-1 or this 3CC 2-1-1 can punish. Well, as Erik, he does get supply blocked upon losing that Overlord. Breaking out. Does break out. Third Rax on the way. And here come the Medivacs. Here comes the drop. Stim is now done. INexorable, he should be dropping, should be pushing to deny creep, to potentially catch queens. Bit of a slower move out here from the Terran. But a move out nonetheless. So far, catching out another Overlord, denying some creep. Supply blocking Erik. He's gonna get supply blocked. Checking for the fourth. Erik taking the best of it towards the left, so leading around by does hit the mineral line at the same time. Getting one SCV, that I say one, getting up to two. So SCVs go down. Still waiting for that scan. There we go. Oh, he wants the Overlord. He gets it. Does catch another Overlord. By drop confirms the expansion. Dropping into the main. Once again, keeping Erik busy. Getting to the mineral line. Getting a couple of drones already. Two drones going down. Getting another Overlord. Going for the queens. And where's the ground army? Late response by Erik. Losing two queens. The mineral line as well. This is becoming critical damage. 10, 11, 12 drones going down. This is well worth it for INexorable. And back at home, he's just building up. He's just saturating his third base, building up his bio, his tanks, getting in towards a 2-2 with that armory. And Erik, he's up against the wall. He's in trouble here. He's behind economically, just now transferring over towards the fourth base. Erik getting into 1-1 upgrades. Committing here into roaches. But to take a lot of losses here. Infestation bits. I would imagine that Erik wants to go for a safety infestors for fungal growth. I would imagine that's the case. I would imagine. As is normal, he does stem in. Keeping Erik busy. Dropping to the main. Getting a look, getting another. Not again! Does dive in for a second time. Not getting as much damage this time. But did I speak too soon? He wants the Ravagers. Gets two drones, gets three roaches, and the Ravagers are exposed. Erik, he did not split well enough. His ground army out of position. Doesn't have much of a ground army. And INexorable is just all over this, time and time again. Getting more drone kills. Infestors are on the way. And when it comes to the next fight, Erik has to heavily rely on these infestors. He needs to fungal the army and connect with those vials. It's not going to be easy. INexorable is in a better position. There, he's getting ready with his fungals. No connection yet. Alternatively, if INexorable is a little bit too passive, then Erik can recover. There's that fourth CC on location. Erik moving in. The bio army is in drops across the map. But INexorable, he holds. He holds, collapse of the army. 2-2 is not done. Oof, massive tank shots. And Erik, he doesn't quite land with that fungal. There's one fungal left. INexorable dropping in. This time Erik's here. This time he's ready. On the wilds! Oh my god. Gets a full medevac. Very nice catch. Full medevac goes down. Erik, he is down in supply, but hey, he's fighting back. He's doing what he can. He's doing what he can. Ooh, but here comes the move out. And again, Erik, he's down in supply. I mean, more so than it seems, because he does have inflated supply with the Roach Ravager. As we mentioned before, he has to rely on that fungal, and even then, it may not be enough. Wow, as they get one of the tanks. INexorable diving in, the tanks they get caught on siege. Oh my god. Getting 1, 2, almost 3 times. Never. He gets one. Gets one of the tanks. And INexorable is snowballing out of control. We do have a big link counterattack here across the map. 18 SVs going down. Erik forcing the all-in, but INexorable, he has no reason to turn around. He has no reason to defend. He can just keep going. He should just be keeping. He should just keep going. Back at home, trying to defend. Here comes the push. Show us that fungal. Up. And not quite. INexorable with the free split. He avoids the fungal for the most part. He can commit in. Tanks are gaining ground. And Erik, he's barely holding on here. Does get one of the tanks, but there's still 2 more behind this. There's so many tanks. Oh my god. And we just keep rallying in. INexorable, he stims. And he wins. He takes on the final Ravager. Erik down to 3 bases. 3 bases, down to a handful of units remaining. Clinging onto hope, clinging onto +3 carapace, but we already have 3-3 on the way, finishing up faster for the Terran. Does get a tank. Tank. Erik barely holding, getting a medevac. I mean, the pickoffs are good, don't get me wrong, but INexorable, he's about to max. As Erik gets another tank, just a free unit here and there, not bad. But we're getting ready for the A move. We're getting ready here for the push. INexorable getting another base, getting a 5th. Maintaining a greater economy. Fungals, they do connect. Oh, applies as well. Gets a Marauder. But there's just no buffer. There's no support. From here, we just take the fungal to the face. INexorable, he stims. He wins. GG gets called. And INexorable, he will take a lead in the series. Whew. GG. Again, just very successful drop play here from INexorable. I mean, this is the downside of playing very roach heavy in this matchup, is that it does mean that your army is just less mobile. It's just less mobile. You have no anti-air either, so we saw that INexorable, he just pulled Erik apart, dropping into the main range, dropping into the natural, getting so much economic damage and just crippling Erik ahead of time. Erik, he did have some nice moments afterwards. He had some very nice micro moments, trading with the army, sniping medevacs, tanks, bio, marines, marauders. But it was too little too late. The damage was already sustained. It was already behind. GG. GG, well played. INexorable does take a lead, and now we're getting into game number 2. Let's go. Jumping into game 2 and spawning in the top right-hand corner of ley lines, we have the Brazilian Terran player, the Red Terran, leading the series 1-0. It is INexorable. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the Brazilian Zerg player, the Blue Zerg. What does he stand for? He stands for endurance, righteousness, intellect, and kangaroo. Can he bounce back? Can he win his first game against his opponent here today for the CranKy Ducklings? It is Erik. The kangaroo. Let's go. As we load into ley lines, a larger map compared to Wisps of Gold, true. But we'll see how Erik does open. For now, going pool first. Okay. Is going to be playing pool first. With this earlier things, it's going to be pool into hatchery into... Actually, this could be pool hatch. Ooh, do we open gasless again? This feels risky. Does feel quite risky here. I mean, it didn't quite work out the first time we played against INexorable. We'll see if it works out this time, assuming he doesn't take his gases. We'll keep an eye on Erik. As first queen is on the way. Still no gases. Likewise, INexorable going for his own standard opener, going for his SCV scout into Reaper. And yep, there it is. He is going for that build. Okay, no gas. No gases for Erik. He's going for a delayed gas into a faster macro hatchery. Oh boy. Now, the last time we saw this, we did see INexorable just pull Erik apart with a 1-1-1. I would love to see INexorable do a 1-1-1 again as a response, but we'll see. We shall see. Now, the reason why the 1-1-1 response was so good and so powerful is because Erik has no queens. This build does mean the queen production is heavily delayed, so Erik is more vulnerable in the early game. And he knows it. He knows that he is more vulnerable. There is potential to abuse this build and abuse the Zerg. We'll see if INexorable does go for it. So now he's just droning up. Droning. Factory does fit. Yeah, there we go. 1-1-1. Factory into starport. He's not going for the third CC before any tech. An aggressive build here out of INexorable, and this does make sense. This is something that Clem is just really good at. Clem, he's really good at this response as well. If you've been watching EWC, if you've been watching Cyril versus Clem, you'll know that Cyril, time and time again, when he attempted to go for a gasless build, Clem, he was just always there to punish. Always. It was crazy to see that dynamic. We'll see if INexorable can replicate that. Now, this time I'm sure Erik is going to be a little bit more on notice, as this has already transpired previously in their previous series. Erik is already here to wall off that location, that entrance to the natural. And there it is. Bathing has been thrown down. Hellions are thrown to die. We have a Neva chamber behind the queen. Oh, there it is. Yeah, just in time it looks down the Hellions at least. Hellions look down, the Reaper is going to fall, massive pickup, and with that Erik is holding. Erik, this time he holds, this time he defends, this time he does not lose over 10 drones. We have a back and forth. We have a back and forth. Oof. Despite that, 2 drones getting roasted. Only 2 though. This pales in comparison as to what we saw previously. Behind this we have the Cloak Banshee on the way into a delayed 3rd CC. Now the onus is going to be on INexorable and the Terran to get some damage done. Rotates once again. No drones here on location. Erik going for his own Ling run by. Takes down the Hellion. Hellion goes down. Boys are being pulled. SCVs are falling. Yeah, rough trades here for the Terran. Erik gets 3 SCVs. Does get 3 workers. The Banshee was waiting for the second Banshee. Cloak is now done, I believe. Yeah, Cloak is done. And now INexorable moves out. As he moves out, queens are amassing, spores are on the way. Erik can get ready in time. Gonna get ready. Diving on the Hellions. Up! Almost gets us around. Gets one. It's the one Hellion. Banshees, they activate Cloak. They head towards the third. There are 3 Queens ready. And the Queens, they will defend. Oh! Ooh, getting one of the Banshees. Yeah, massive pickoff. 1 Banshee goes down for 2 drones. Not worth it for the Terran. Erik, he's holding. So far, he's holding on. So he rotates over towards the natural. Gets 2 more drones. But does take a lot of hits, getting a 3rd drone towards the end. Not bad. At least he does keep the Banshee alive this time. Meanwhile, Erik droning up as well. Getting up to 3 base saturation. Massing up Link Vein. We have the upgrades on the way on the horizon. And Erik, he's getting ready for a longer game state. His goal should be to build enough Link Vein to be safe and then saturate the fort. Speaking of being safe, here comes INexorable. Now it looks like he's going to be hitting with Stim and 1-1. 1-1 upgrades are almost done for the Terran. He wants the 4th. Last Erik, he's in position. He is somewhat ready for this. Comes down to the control. Then she pokes in. Remember, low Queen counts. And Erik is going to try and collapse forward. Not bad. Gets us over the tank. Yeah, the tank is going to fall. Banshee as well. And Erik is holding. Erik is holding on. There's no rush. But Erik, he does collapse in the army. Oh no! No lifts. No pickup. INexorable caught not paying attention. His eyes were elsewhere. Erik peeling up into the middle line once again. Taking 2 more CVs. And Erik, he has gained momentum. It's on his side. Just non-stop harassment, non-stop counterattacks. Dives into the main, getting into the mineral line. A whole position micro, catching the SCVs. At the same time, hits the 3rd. Getting more SCV kills going for the tank. How big up? Saves the tank. Tank is saved. INexorable holding on. Erik behind this, rushing into a hive, actually. That I was not expecting. But he's taking up. He's still on a low drone count. I mean, this is Erik for you. Like, he's still only on 3 base saturation when it comes to his overall drone count. Overall economy. But it's taking up into that hive. Go. Hive is on the way. INexorable now getting a 4th. Failing run might get spotted, is deflected. Thankfully. So far, INexorable is keeping up, he's holding on. Because of the low drone count for so long for Erik, he just hasn't really been able to max out. Still getting there. Building up, is getting there. Likewise, so is INexorable, also getting to 2-2. Getting into the mid game. Getting into the late game, I should say. That's on the way. Likewise, better pick up here from INexorable. Does get away. But the fourth base is exposed. Lings, they flood in. They deny mining. Catching at the SCVs. Oh, they didn't pull away far enough. Workers going down. Very nice target firing. Bailings, they do not connect. INexorable, very impressive at fight. Very impressive defense. It's impressive. Erik behind this, still waiting for his lurker 10. Just now joining up to around 4 base saturation. It's close enough. It's fine. It's okay. Building up. Still building a Fizzling Bane. Perfect, and it's done. Still waiting for Adaptive Talons. Still getting there. Now we do have a bit of a lull here. Do you have a lull? Do you have a break? As both players are getting up to 4 base saturation. Both players looking to max out. INexorable still being somewhat active. Does have the Liberator and of course the move out. But Erik is keeping up, going for his own run by. Oh, the tanks are exposed. And he commits. It's going to be a big investment here, but he gets 1, he gets 2, he gets 3. He's going to get all 3 tanks. Banelings, they roll in towards the mineral end. Hydras, they want those Liberators. And massive Baneling connections. Ooh, takes down 13, 14 SCVs. Back at home, Erik here defends, and he attacks, and he is crippling INexorable. Killing everything here at the natural. Worker. The CC. Well, that's catches out the Hydra is not bad. Hydras is going down. This was an expensive trade here for Erik, but a worthwhile one. INexorable still supply blocked, and Erik, he's being given time. Time to do what? Lunkers. Lurkers are on the way. Erik just needs a little bit more time to build them up, and INexorable is pretty committed. He's committed at this point. Stimming in. As he moves in, Erik goes for another run by. Once again, going for the SCVs, going for the economy. Double Lurker doing the same. And INexorable, he just can't move out. He's trying to. Every time he moves out, Erik moves in. Harass is an issue. Going for the double job, getting 2 queens, getting 3. Oh, but he gets 3 queens. 3 queens go down. Very nice pickups here from INexorable. Erik is trying to keep up. Again, still no low drone counts. But he does want the tank. He wants it. He's going to get it as well. He gets 1 at least. 1 tank goes down. Oof. Does force the CC to catch fire. Thankfully, repairs. Does keep it alive. And it looks like the Lunkers are finally going to hit the field. The Lunkers. Pushing towards the 4th. There is 1 tank in position, but here come the Banelings towards the mineral line. Planetary goes down, and that's all that Erik needs to do. Just deny the base, deny the expansion, back off, come back in, deny the expansion again. Does move out. Erik, he does spot it. He ignores it, going for another run by. Why not? Takes some more CVs. As INexorable is rotating. He does have a comparable army, true. He's just all in. Like, he lost the 4th, losing 12 SCVs. GG gets called. We don't get the final fight, and Erik, he will tap the series 1-1. GG. I was hoping for the final fight to occur. I mean, things were bleak. As you can see here, like, everything is dying, everything's on fire, like, things are not looking good for INexorable. There was potential with the army, but alas, death by 1,000 cuts. INexorable, he taps out, and with that, whew, Erik does tie the series. Oh my god. Erik does tie things up, And now we make our way into game number 3. Oh my god. And yeah, this time Erik, he was able to have a much stronger defense early on, despite the 1-1-1. He deflected the Hellions, deflected the Banshees. Impressive. Impressive play there. But here we go, spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Ultra Love. We have the Brazilian Terran player, the red Terran representing the Planet Heroes. It is INexorable. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the blue Zerg player. We have the blue Zerg from Brazil, representing the CranKy Ducklings. He's one of our own. Quack, pappy, quack. It is Erik. Here we go as Erik. He is going for a hatch first. So far, so good. He's going for the initial hatchery. Again, Erik has been quite fond of going for the double hatch opener before gas. We'll see if he does go for it this time as well in Ultra Love. We'll see if he does embrace it. As is that pool on the way. Delayed gases here from Erik, which we have seen quite a bit of so far. Is going for delayed gases. INexorable coming in soon with the SCV scouts. For now, actually just going for the Reaper scout instead. Reaper moves out. SCV as well. Show us the hatchery. As I don't see a gas. Oh. Oh, never mind. We see it. Gas guy's just on the way. But with the earlier pool, that means earlier queen production. There we go. 2 queens are being produced as we speak. And should be out in time for the Reaper. Reaper's on the way. Meanwhile, Erik with the pool first. Early roaches. There we go. Early roaches into a roach rush. This is Erik. Ah. We saw attempted macro out of Erik last game, which was really refreshing to see. As Erik is not known for macro, he's known for this. Known for early roaches. As Erik is going to be racing back. Behind the screen for a 1-1 follow-up. Roaches are building up. Now, as is often the case here with Erik, I'm curious how many roaches are going to be made. Typically, he goes into like 2, 4, maybe 6 roaches, and then he just drones. Then he just drones up. Heads towards a later game state. Curious to see how this turns out this time. As we have 3 roaches on the way. Reaper dips in. Reaper does not get a full scout.
Trying to kill your SCVs.
Doesn't get a full scout off. Lings, they threaten the natural. Roaches soon to arrive. Roaches there while they in course. Hallucination does spot them. Is aware. Reaper spots them, let's say. Yeah, mining is going to be denied. INexorable forced to evacuate, gives up the low ground. Erik going straight for the natural instead, going for the add-ons. Again, reactor under fire. Boys are being pulled. Hellions are going to be able to slow the tide, but the reactor, it's oh god, is going to survive. Okay, 2 SCVs. And behind this, Erik just running. He's just running up. Again, only 3 roaches. That's all it is. Just 3 roaches for Erik. Gonna lose 1. And the others. And again, this did at least delay mining time at the natural. Did some damage. And Erik is just gonna drone from here. Behind this, 3rd CC is now done for INexorable. We'll soon move out to land. Still looking for a way in. Looking for damage. It's got the Hellions. Wants to make use of them. Ooh, and Erik is going into 2-base Muta. He's going for the Spire. Interesting. Bold move out of Erik. Bold move. First Marauder does arrive. I'd like INexorable. He's crazy. Moves out with the first Marauder. I believe he's going to be punished for it, though. He has to get the hell out of here. I will waddle away. Beautiful. Does waddle. Spire so far unscouted. Meanwhile, Overlord in the main base gets eyes on everything. He sees a 3-1-1 setup. He sees the OCC. Erik is fully aware of what's going on. And INexorable is not. As a Spire, it's almost done at this point. And there's no towers. There's no sign here that he's aware of that Spire. Scans the main. Sees nothing. Sees researching Roach Warren. Looking as it should. So far, everything looking normal. Spire is now done. And show us those mutas. 5 mutas so far. Is enough the one-shots. And as we mentioned previously, like, this is not mass muta. It's going to be muta into 1-1 upgrades, into Roach Rapture. Into potentially Hydras. But again, the mutas are not designed to kill INexorable, they're designed to maim him. Deal some crippling damage. As the mutas are on the way. Let's go. Again, only 5. Only 5 mutas. While Erik is building a more Roach Ravager. Okay, joining up to 3 bases. INexorable moves out. As he moves out, there's nothing on him to defend. Oh, he's out of position. Mutas hit the main base. SCVs are falling. There are some reinforcements. That's 3 Marines. And Mutas, they don't care about your Marines. At the same time, INexorable, he commits. Tank goes down. Does Erik have enough to defend, though? Boys are being pulled. Drones are falling, but the tank gets exposed. It's on its own. Only getting 2 drone kills. That is insane. And the mutas are still popping up. The mutas are still not quite done. Getting 15 SCVs. Roach Ravager rallying across the map as well. And Erik can't deal with one of these armies, let alone both. Oh my god. Losing the tank. Mutas in the main. Just the 1 Marine. And again, INexorable just cannot expand. Cannot take that 3rd base. Erik starts stepping forward into the mineral line. Boys are being pulled. So much economic damage. Damage that INexorable he cannot recover from. He cannot recover. Mutas are still popping up. GG gets called. Too many losses. And Erik, he will snowball out of control, taking a 2-1 lead in the series. GG. Whew. GG, well played, Erik. He will take a lead, and Erik is now 1 game away from advancing on to the grand finals. Here we go. Again, just a really chaotic build out of Erik, going for the early roaches. And again, remember, the early roaches are only designed to force a reaction. They weren't really meant to they didn't really get any damage done behind it, going to that muta switch. And again, only enough mutas to harass, still just focusing on that Roach Ravager army to be able to catch the Terran player, to catch INexorable off guard. Did work out well. Did work out well here. Now we're getting into our next game. Going to be loading into Amygdala. Here we go. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Amygdala, we have the South American, I mean, in a way, the Brazilian Terran player, the Red Terran, down in the series. We'll see if he can bounce back. We'll see if he can tie things up and force the ace match. It is INexorable. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the Brazilian Zerg player, the Blue Zerg, representing the CranKy Ducklings. It is Erik. Here we go. So Erik is setting up. Going for a slightly earlier Roach one than swimming pool that we saw previously. Oh wait, now we're good. Is going pool first. Pool first into the hatchery. No hatch pool opener. So much more aggressive. Out of Erik. From here, once again, this could just be sixlings, like sixlings to delay the expansion and then just take a third base. We'll see where this takes us. Meanwhile, oh my god, it's been a while, but we have 2x Reaper. 2x Reaper on Amygdala. Bold move is what I say. Bold move just because the map is quite large, so rush distance by ground is going to be longer than normal. I'm not entirely convinced by 2x Reaper, but okay, let's go. Let him cook, Pappy, let him cook. So we are building up. Likewise, checking the vision. Erik, he has yet to confirm. Soon will with the Overlord. So Overlord does dip in. Confirms the Raxes. And that would, I would imagine, typically force the defending player back home. But no, Erik, he still moves out. Still moves out with the Lings. First Reaper goes across the map. And Erik, no fear. No fear whatsoever. He is going for the Roach Rush. Roaches are on the way. Link speed as well. Now, I have seen Bane Bust be quite successful against 2x Reaper, but this is a little bit different. Add-ons are on the way. The add-ons are exposed, of course, to the rest of the map. Add-ons are exposed. Roaches are amassing. Lings as well. INexorable dips in, gets eyes on the roach. What he sees, he knows. He does know what's going on. Upgrades or add-ons are now done. We need some bunkers. Rollers are on the way. Does help. Does help, but is it enough? As Erik is getting ready here to end the game. To try to at least. One way or another. Smash up his Ling Roach. Moving out. Kick shell on the way, but it's exposed and it's going to go down. It should not finish. Not with these Roaches. Boys are being pulled. It's all or nothing. Erik completely all in. He's got 17 drones behind this. No economy. Oh, the upgrade does finish. Not bad. Concussive shell is done. There are 2 Marauders. But the tag up, it's going to go down. So what you get. Only 2 Marauders here for INexorable. Doesn't get a third. Lings, they're backing up behind this. Going through the production. First Rax under heavy fire. No pun intended. Is on fire there. Yeah, second Rax as well. Behind this, what we have to work with, we have a tech lab on the factory, we have tank production. But even then it's going to be difficult. You can see here more Lings are building up. And now he commits. Lings, they get us around. They collapse here on the first bunker. On the second bunker as well. He's taking a lot of hits here. Bunker goes down. There's 1 bunker left. And the Vials up. The Vials, can they bring it down? Barely they can. SCVs are falling and Erik, he's done it. He breaks through, has broken the natural base. There's nothing else behind this. GG, well played. And good luck in the next round as Erik, he will claim this series 3-1, advancing on to the grand finals. GG. Whew. Oh my god. GG, well played. Erik, he scouted the 2-Rax Reaper. Crazy move to just go for the Roach one. Go for the Roach one, commit to a 1-base all in. You can see that Erik, he cut works at 17. 17 drones, that's less than 1-base saturation, to be honest. So a very low drone count, but he was being so patient, backing up those links behind the army. The Roach Ravager, that's what was knocking down the wall, allowing for the Link Flood to actually come in for a surround. It was still quite close, but in the end, Erik did take it. Erik does take the series, gets his revenge. GG. GG, well played. It does get his revenge here in the lower bracket finals, and we have one series left. One series remaining here tonight as we move on to the grand finals. If you were here earlier, you would have seen Master took down INexorable. Master, he actually went through the upper bracket, was able to make it to the grand finals. The pressure, though, is now going to be on Erik to recover, to bounce back. We'll see if he can. See if he can. For now, though, I'm going to be going on a short break before the finals, just to take a moment to recuperate, to stretch your roaches, hydrate your hydras, massage your marines, and splash water on my face. I didn't really get to sleep too much after last night's cast. Last night we were live with the podcast, and it was very intense, and unfortunately didn't quite get a lot of rest, so I'd have to get to 100%, have to get ready, get going for the finals. Have to give it my all. We'll be there. We'll be there. So we're gonna take a moment here. Gonna go on a small break. We'll be back soon with those finals. See you guys in a couple of minutes. See you soon.